joined a little over 3 years ago. And honestly, we just needed some money to buy diapers and to pay off some debt. I actually, when I started, did not believe that I could retire my husband, which I have now done. I did not believe that I could be debt free with no student loans, which we have now paid off. I didn't believe that we would have the freedom to be able to go and to do and to experience life in a bigger way, which we now do. And that it's just been incredible.
I love it. Emily.
Hi, I'm so excited. All right, well, my name is Emily Robinson, you guys, and I live in Knoxville, Illinois. So imagine like a cornfield. I'm like right there in the middle of it. So I started this about 3 years ago. I was a full-time hairstylist, and I just wanted more. I had started having kids and realized, you know what? As much as I loved my career, I was so proud to be a career woman, and it was so confident in that. These kids ruined me, and my heart totally changed, and I just wanted to be home with them. So I started just to help make ends meet so I could do something more convenient from home and to give us some flexibility. And that quickly turned into retiring my husband from his full-time job as a correctional officer because it was sucking his soul. And I didn't start this for that, but when I realized it was possible, I ran and we did it.
Yes. Lindsay and your cute little girl.
Hey.
Hi. Hi,
Ivy. So I am Lindsay Volker. I'm from Minnesota. I am a single stay-at-home mom. Here you go. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yep, go do that. Sorry, I can't think when she's right there. So I started this business. I was living in my parents' basement. I was broke. I was broken. I was looking for any other way I could possibly, make some money without having to leave my little girl. I already was working, full time. I didn't want to pick up that third job. I didn't have a college degree to fall back on. And so when I saw someone, posting about making some money on Facebook, I'm like, hey, if she can make that much money, I could at least make like $300. And so that's all I started for was an extra $300. And now I went from a struggling single mom to making 6 figures a year on social media.
So amazing. Katie.
Hey guys, I'm Katie. I'm from Indiana. I started this business almost 4 years ago, which is insane. I was a hairstylist at the time, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was missing out on so many moments with my little girl. I was so sick of dropping her off at daycare. And I was almost 9 months pregnant at the time, and I just knew that if I didn't make a change, our second little girl, I was going to be dropping her off at daycare too and missing out on moments. So I decided to give this a try once I saw it on my Facebook news feed, and I have now been retired for 3 years, and I get to spend every second with my 4 little girls, and I get to be present for all the little moments while making a 6-figure income doing it.
I love it so much. Alyssa, let's go to you.
Hi guys, my name is Alyssa, and I discovered this incredible business right here on Facebook 5 years ago. And when I got started, I was a young mom, college dropouts, living on food stamps, government assistance, and I had $5 in the bank. I actually had to sell something on a local garage sale site to be able to purchase my kit. And it was a moment where I just became a student of this incredible industry, and I put my head down and I got to work. And, within the first 2 years, I made my first $1 million, and I am nobody special here from a small town in Indiana. And when I just really focused on how many people can I help, that has allowed me to, to be a full-time mom to my little girl, to travel the world, to show her what it looks like to give and to live, and just having the freedom of time and the freedom of finances. There is nothing in the world that's better than that. And especially when you're showing other people how to do that exact same thing.
Absolutely. Genevieve.
Hi, I'm Genevieve. I live in Vermont. Pretty small here, but beautiful. I started just to help our family earn extra cash. I was a new mom, And I had hoped and dreamed that this opportunity would someday let me stay home with him. But that wasn't like initially why I joined. It was just to earn a couple extra hundred. And I quickly realized how much there was for potential. And within 18 months, I retired myself and retired my boyfriend, and we are now a full-time family with our son, Max, who's going to be 3 in September. So the biggest blessing ever. I just took it and I ran with it, and I cannot imagine my life without this business. I really cannot.
I love it so much. Kelly.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
So I joined this business in October of 2018. I started just because I wanted to make a couple hundred extra bucks. I, like Genevieve, also wanted to quit my full-time job and become a stay-at-home mom with my 4 boys. I knew that I had hoped that, but I really was kind of iffy on if that was going to be possible. But once I realized what I had my hands on, I actually retired myself home from my full-time job within 3.5 to 4 months doing this business. And it's been an absolute blessing, and I could not be more thankful for it. So I'm super happy to be here and to be able to chat with everybody.
This is so fun, you guys. I love hearing everyone's story. And I don't know if you notice, we all smile a lot when we're telling our story. I think there's just so much excitement and there's so much energy behind this because we know that the opportunity that we're sharing with you tonight is one that changed every single one of our lives. And here's the thing. Here's what we're talking about. If you're just tuning in and you're like, okay, what are we talking about? What is this? You're telling me I can make money from my social media. There are lots of opportunities out there. You're going to see things scrolling past on your timeline. And, you know, you're looking at all of these people that are posting all the time on social media. How are they doing it? What are they doing for income? How are they having all this time to go all these places, travel these places, take these amazing pictures? Those were all the questions that I had. How are you doing this? So Liz, tell us a little bit how, like, there's all of these things on our timeline. We see these people making money from social media. How do I know what vehicle to take, what path to take, what's actually going to bring in the money, and why should I join with one of you? Like, why is this opportunity something I should do?
Okay, well, first, since you asked me to talk about that part, I feel like I should announce to the world that I actually unfollowed Claire. Do you remember that story? I've known Claire since we were kids, and when she started this business, I was immediately like, not for me. I just don't see myself doing that. I'm not that girl. I don't want to be that outgoing, which if you know me in real life, you know that I've really never shut up. So like that really would be a surprise if somebody was like, what? This is great for Liz. But I just didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in Claire. I didn't believe in the company, the products, any of that, because I didn't know. Society had told me like, you need to go to school, go to college, get your degree, get this job, get married, have kids, drop your kids off at somebody else's house, somebody else's daycare, go work to provide for them. That's just what I thought. And as I scrolled and I saw, you see it on your timeline all day long. You see all of these women, some men, they're either moms, they're ladies, whatever, any age, sharing about a business that they run from their phone and they're being successful at it. And I absolutely wanted nothing to do with it. And so when she said, I want you to talk about why should you join with us? Why should you pick this business? Realistically, I joined because I trusted her. And, I looked at the products and I thought, I believe, health and wellness, it's important. Like I wanted to be healthy. I was a mom of 2 kids. I was still packing on some postpartum weight that needed to be gone. And I didn't have the means to do anything about it, and I thought, well, I can get paid while I'm also tightening and toning my tummy too. I looked at the comp plan really briefly. It's incredible. There's nothing else that compares to it out there. And honestly, you have to decide if it's something that you are going to believe in and go for. You will see a million different companies sharing their things, and you have to find one that you align with, that you agree with. And realistically, like I'm looking at all of these women on here and I would join every single one of them a million times over because they're authentic and they're sharing about their journey in a way that is being, open and honest and truly like sticking to who they are. And so I guess if I would say, like, if you are in the market and you are looking and you are considering, like, the person that you're considering joining with, are they honest? Are they sharing authentically? Are they still being themselves? You know, are they still like being truthful, and they're just a mom? Like, I have a basket of laundry that's been here for like 6 days. I'm a stay-at-home mom. My husband's a stay-at-home dad. Do you think one of us would fold this basket of laundry? No, like, I'm just a normal person. They're all just normal people. Like, find somebody who is real, and somebody who, you know, is not just putting on a front for you to be like, join my business so that you can just be another person in my, you know, team, and I'm going to drop you by the wayside. And I feel like I'm totally butchering the question, but really my point is, like, if you're considering it, then just do it. Just take the darn leap and just trust us. You know, we're not here to like sell you any magic potion. We're here just to show you that it can be done. I didn't believe that it could be done. You know, I watched Claire for 8 months, and I finally was like, gosh, if she can do it, why the heck can't I do it? You know, she went from struggling really bad to being able to retire her husband, buy a car, you know, put her kids in private school, move to a dream house. Like, those are all real things because I watched her journey and I saw her actually do them. And what she said she was going to do, she followed through. And so, you know, if you're joining and you're tuning in tonight and you have been talking to one of us on here, or maybe whoever shared this video with you, you know, really ask them the hard questions. That's what we're here for. I love when people ask me the hard questions because I can be honest with them and I can show them that, you know, I truly do care about them and helping them. So I don't know. Was there more to the question?
No, you're good. You nailed it. I think I love what you said. Like, we're just a bunch of real people helping real people find a great opportunity. That's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. And you can ask us any question and we'll answer it. We're an open book. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing that we're trying to get around. We literally are an open book. Ask me anything. I know I speak for all of us when I say ask me anything, and I'll answer it honestly. Katie, I want to hop over to you because I think we get this idea in our head of like who maybe is a good fit for social media marketing, like who is a good fit for this. And when I think of you, I think of someone who has a very successful husband who owns his own business. You are extremely successful in the hair world. You already had this great career going. So why is this the sort of opportunity that you decided to give a try, and what has it done for you and your family?
You know, when I got started with this, we were not struggling financially, but I was struggling internally. I still remember driving away from daycare, like it still brings tears to my eyes. I remember driving away from daycare and looking back at my little girl and seeing her crying at the fence, being like, "Mommy, no, come back, come back." And I hated it. I loved what I did. I loved being a hairstylist, but I hated missing moments. And I think that having the freedom of time is just so priceless. Like, you cannot put a price on that. And, you know, I wanted to be home with my kids so badly, but we needed my income. You know, we weren't struggling with both of our incomes, but if we would have gone down to one, we wouldn't have been able to take the vacations. We wouldn't have been able to have the extra that we wanted. And I didn't want to come home and have to be like, "Okay, kids, like we have to stay at home every day now because we have no extra money." Like, I wanted to be able to take them and do fun things with them. So I had to find a way to be able to be at home, but also be making an insane income. And when I saw this opportunity on my timeline, I just knew that, like, if I didn't give it a chance, I would be kicking myself later on. Because I started with Alyssa and I just saw, you know, I didn't connect with her financial struggle, but I connected with her, you know, just being a mom and wanting to be there with her little girl. And I wanted that. I wanted that freedom of time. And this business has been, you know, the vehicle that's been able to bring me home to my kids and bring me the moments and still be able to make such an amazing income while doing it. And that has just been the coolest thing ever.
Oh, I just absolutely love it. And I think we can either qualify or disqualify ourselves as we start to hear the different stories and we start to think, oh, well, I'm not that, or I'm not that. Or maybe you think all of us are really outgoing, or all of us, have a great social media and you're kind of feeling hesitant. So Genevieve, for the girl out there that's watching this and she's going, okay, that's great, but I don't have a beautiful life to share on social media, or I'm not outgoing, or I live in a really small town, or I'm super, super shy. Can that girl sitting watching this, disqualifying herself already, can she be successful with something like this?
She can totally be successful because she is me. Yeah, I live in Vermont. It's really, really small here. And I remember thinking to myself, like, when I first started, I didn't have very many friends. And the only thing I really ever posted about was my new baby boy. And I still get to do that. Like, I'm getting paid to share my everyday life, which a big part of that is him. And a big part of that is, our products and our business. So, anyways, but about not having a big following, it's something you can work on. For me, like I really like to connect with new people. And so that part was sort of easy, just to reach out to new people and wanting to help them and get to know them. And I mean, like, help if they have, health goals or financial goals that they want to work on with me, great. If they don't, that's okay too. Like, I just love people. I just want to get to know them. And you can always grow your market. You don't have to it doesn't have to just be where you're from. I mean, you can reach out to anybody. What else? So yeah, I started 2 years ago and I only had a couple of hundred friends. And now I'm at I think I almost have 5,000. So you can definitely grow your market. You can definitely make new friends, and you can absolutely be successful. You just have to put your mind to it. If you can dream it, you can do it. You just have to put the work in, and the work's not hard, especially if you're passionate about it, which all of us here are. And it's pretty easy to be passionate about it. I think we all care about our health, and we all care about helping others, and then it's also helping if you're in it financially. If you want to stay home with your children, it's the vehicle, like Katie said, to get you there, and it's just such a blessing.
Yeah, I love when you said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Like, I think sometimes we just need someone to tell us we can do it. We just need someone to tell us we're capable. And the great thing that you get when you start a business like this with whoever shared this video with you tonight is you get a coach. You get someone there to walk with you. You get someone to go through the process with you and say, come on, let's do this together. You don't know how to do that? That's okay. At one point, I didn't either. Let me show you how. Let me bring you along and show you how. So Lindsay, let's hop over to you, because a lot of times a huge hang up, and I know we talked about, with Genevieve, like sometimes people are shy or they don't have a good social media presence. Well, with you, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm too busy. I've got too much going on. I'm juggling school. I've got work, kids, relationships. There's so much on my plate. But Lindsay, you're a single mom, and we just saw you sitting here with Ivy on your lap working your business. So how do you find the time in your lifestyle to make this work?
So it's just the normal of people are going to make the time for the things that they want. And, the honest thing with this business is my first year, I didn't go where I wanted to go because I wasn't putting in the time. And so when I sat down and decided okay, these are the things that I want, I'm going to set the time separately. So for a while it was I wasn't watching TV. I kind of gave that up. But I did this working 50 hours a week as a nanny. So not only did I have one, I felt like I had 3 kids at a time. I was going through custody, all the things that could be put on someone's plate. I dealt with all that all the time. And it just was, you can continue to stay stuck in the life that you are living and you are not wanting to be a part of that, or you can really just put in the work to have that vehicle take you elsewhere. And so, some days it's just lately this summer, I love summer. I want to be doing activities with my daughter every single day, but working this business, it's still my job. And so I'm waking up every single day an hour before her. So I'm getting just 1 hour in, and, everyone's sitting behind a desk for a 9 to 5, and I can work my business easily in 3 steps, like maybe a half an hour to an hour every single day, and I'm getting what I need done. And if I have a different goal or I need to work a little bit harder, that is going to write my paycheck. And that's something that I love is, some people really do sit here and they only need $500. And that's very simple to do with, good structure. But we invest, 4 years to get a college degree that's going to pay us $30,000 to $60,000 salary income, and working hours on your phone. You can be making that in one single month. Like, that is the kind of job that I want. When I was a nanny, I loved my job, but I wanted to be making thousands more, and that was not something that was realistic. And so, putting this side hustle turned into my full-time hustle because of the work ethic I was able to put into it.
And I love what you said, Lindsay, too, about like, I'm not sitting behind a desk. I'm able to work this wherever I am. I was talking to a girl the other day, and she's new in her business, and we were chatting about how to grow her business. And she said to me, well, okay, I have a question for you. What about when I'm ready to retire? And I just laughed. And I said, girlfriend, we're retired. We're sitting on a Wednesday morning on our couches chatting on the phone. Like, this is what retired women do. Like, I'm pretty sure they just chat on the phone to their girlfriends in the mornings. Like, this is retired life. This truly is the good life. And there are some steps and some work. And if you're watching, maybe you've tried a business like this before and you thought, it didn't work out for me, or the work style didn't work for me. Well, that's why you get one of us as your coach, to really work with you and say, okay, let's find a way that flows in your lifestyle well, because we can find a way that's enjoyable for you. If you're not having fun doing it, then you're doing it wrong. And there will be those steady daily workflow things that you're going to do every single day. You're going to do it with your best friends. And so often we get on calls just like this and we just chat with each other and we say, what's working? What do we kind of need help with? Where are we growing? What are we doing? And we have so much fun, and you make your best friends doing it. So, what a privilege that we get to do this. So, Emily, you're somebody who has you were also in the hair industry. You were also in the beauty industry. And so you've worked full time, and you just had a brand new baby. You and Katie both, by the way, rock star moms sitting on here, just both had brand new newborn babies. But Emily, you just brought your son home to a full-time family. You and your husband are both retired from this. How has that experience of bringing him home been different to bringing your girls home when you were still working full time?
I loved that question when you sent it to me. It's been so surreal. And actually, Tim and I were talking about it before, because I kind of wanted his take on it too, just to kind of see what it's been for him, because he was a third shift correctional officer for either second or third shift, which when you have a family are the worst. So just horrible shifts. So, from what we were with before, he was constantly tired. Like, he would either be tired or sick. So he'd be neglecting his sleep to be able to kind of spend some time with us. And so, we have had 5 children in the last 8 years. I can't count. I'm also very sleep deprived. Preface, she already said I've just had a kid. So no worries there. But I think for us, we've had so many different experiences with bringing babies home, but most of the time I'm doing it alone, you guys, because he's either been in the beginning of his career where he wasn't able to take time off. Or, we have family, but we don't have family that like moves in for 2 weeks and has a mom that like does our laundry, which I have friends that do that. And I'm like, I would like pay for that. Like, that sounds amazing, but I've never had that until this time. So, for me being a high risk pregnancy, it was the first time we've never had to put a PTO request in, a time off request ever. Like, things have happened with me postpartum that have never happened. I've had a second stay in the hospital because of some blood pressure issues, and it was horrible and scary, but like, it was the first time we just rolled with it. And we weren't like, okay, how are we going to pay bills? Because now you're going to have to miss a shift and, dealing with calling the sergeant. And I remember after, I think it was one of her kids, Cammie, she actually got sick and had to be life flighted, and his sergeant yelling at my husband on the phone because he was calling into work because our daughter was like, life was on the line. So for us, like, this was the first time we didn't have to have permission to do life. And that has changed for us so much. I'm chills actually just now because it's changed for us. It was a dream that we never imagined. And our life is insane. We have like a herd of kids, but it's worth it. And it's so crazy. And we created our own circus, but we get to live it and love it. And to watch him have these moments with my kids that he before didn't have, and the connection that he's always been a hands-on dad, but just truly living life for the first time has been so, so beautiful. And to be able to sit and just enjoy my baby and not feel guilty. being a hairstylist, you don't get paid to take time off. So those 6 weeks, I remember busting butt, saving tips, all those things that I did to make it work. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, this time I've been able to just be, and I've been able to nurse and chat with some girls about their babies and, sign a couple customers and just connect with potentials and people who just are dreaming for more. And just, I get it, and sharing those pictures and just, I don't know, connecting with hearts has been so beautiful. And just to absorb every second of this little newborn, and he's the last one. So I get to actually really absorb it all. Has been so cool.
I love that so much. I got the chills too when you said, I don't have to ask permission anymore to do my life. Yeah. And isn't that true? We have to ask for permission to go on vacation, to clock in or clock out. I feel like it's the world's biggest scam. It's like you finally graduate from school and you're like, okay, I'm ready for my life. And then you answer to a boss, and then you answer to the time clock, and then you answer to your bills and everything else. And it's frustrating. And, just to be able to have an opportunity like this available where you can live life on your terms again. How just empowering and incredible. So Kelly, let's jump over to you. And I want to ask you, because all of this is great and exciting, right? But we all have fears. We all have those things we're skeptical about. So what were you the most skeptical about? You're still, you just joined in October. So you're still kind of, in that you remember what it was like to feel nervous, feel hesitant, feel skeptical. What was your biggest skepticism, and has it been proven to be a valid one now that you've been in for a little while?
Yeah, so I would say that my biggest skepticism was is this real? Can I really actually make money? And then I think my other fear, it wasn't maybe so much of a skepticism, but my other fear was I'm going to fail. I'll fail at this for sure. And I kind of just let myself think that for the first probably couple of weeks. But then I had so much support and so much resources that I was almost overwhelmed with the amount of help that I had. And it was so refreshing because I had been asked many times to, start with other companies and do things like that. And something about this scenario was just so refreshing to me in the sense that I was just taken in like family, and it was just amazing. And that eliminated my fear like that. I mean, it was I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I have all the support. I have all the resources. I literally have gold in my hands, and I just have to apply myself. And so my fears and my skepticism were gone within 4 weeks for sure at the most. But I think it's normal to have skepticism and fear. I want to validate that that's actually to feel that way is okay, but to make the decision to just work through that and know that there is potential there, work through your fears, start scared. I was blind. I had no idea what I was doing. I have no experience in sales. Business owner a little bit. I'm a photographer. My husband and I make barn doors. So I also had the fear of time as well that Lindsay talked about a little bit, not having enough time, but you make time for what's important. And I knew that this could do huge things for our family. And so as far as fear, skepticism, it was gone quickly. But again, it's totally fine to have that, but talk through it. Ask whoever's been talking to you, that you've been talking to about the business, ask them all the questions you possibly have, because everything you're feeling, we probably all felt at one point too.
Absolutely. I think that's such a good reminder. We don't turn into robots that just are always yes, this is amazing. Everything's amazing. Everything's amazing. We had those same fears. We still wake up with fears. We still wake up with doubts. We still wake up with that question of what if I fail today? But that's where your support system comes in that Kelly's talking about, where we really truly are a family and we can go to one another and lean on one another in those times. But okay, Alyssa. So you guys, this is so fun for me because Alyssa is who brought me into this business. And so she was that girl on my Instagram feed that was living that life, traveling, having a great time, looking beautiful all the time. And I was like, okay, how's she doing it? How is she doing this? How do I get that life, right? And getting to ask her those questions and get started and having her guide me through this experience and now having the success as well and being able to see that firsthand. But Alyssa, I know when I was getting started, and probably a lot of the questions that I asked you were along these lines, but a lot of my friends were cautioning me, is it real? I don't think it's really real. I don't think they're really making that money. I don't think they're really having that success. And a lot of people caution me that it wouldn't last. And I'd like you to share, how long you've been in this business now. Has it been reliable over the years? And how can you be sure that this is something you can support your family with and also build a legacy on?
Okay, so thank you. You're so sweet, by the way. I've been in this business for 5 years, and around about I would say like my 6-month mark, I was making enough that people would consider it a full-time income. Okay. Here's what I want you to understand if you're watching this is the difference between linear income and residual income. Okay. So right now you're clocking in at a job. Okay. And you're getting paid when you're there. Like you are getting paid when you're clocking in. So when it comes to building residual income, you build it once and you build it right and you build it strong. And, consider like musicians or different artists or like LeBron James or just incredible business owners and authors. They do something good and they do it once and they're constantly getting paid for it over and over and over again. Like that book on the bookshelf, they're making residual income. Okay. So when it comes to a business like this, you build it once and you build it right and you begin to build that residual income. But the cool part about this is that you're not doing it alone. Like it's not only you building this entire legacy, you're helping others build their legacy. And that ripple effect, what happens, that compound effect, that's how you begin to build residual income. And so, my question for you is what income would give you some breathing room? Like when you think about, is it the freedom of time? Is it, what would that look like? What would your day look like if you could design your 24/7? Like write it down, get detailed about it. What does that look like for you? What time do you wake up? Where are you eating lunch at? Who are you spending your time with? And when you stay committed to, to creating that vision, and it isn't easy to do right away. I'm coaching people every single day on recreating their financial blueprint. When I came into this business, I came in for $500 a month. $500 a month. That was it. That was all I needed for some breathing room so that I could have more than $5 in the bank, so that I could stop living on food stamps and government assistance and counting on everyone else around me. So what is that number for you? And maybe today it's $500 a month. But as you begin to grow, the profession of network marketing allows people like me, a small town girl from Indiana, like I'm not writing like New York Times bestsellers and I'm not launching a new record, but it gives people like us, maybe you who's working full time and you're exhausted, it gives us the vehicle to write whatever paycheck that we want to write. And so like, what number is that for you? Is it $500 a month? Is it $50,000 a month? Like, what is it really for you? And what would that do to change your life? In a business like this, you've got to understand this is a career for so many of us women who are building it right here online. Like right now, we're building a business. When I go to sleep, when we all go to sleep, we're still making money. So you've got to understand that this is big. Like this is how you begin to build residual income. And it's a proven and reliable profession. This isn't like something brand new that just came about. Like this is a very reliable and proven profession, you guys. You've got to understand that. Like I was the girl posting 5 years ago and I'm still posting here today. Like I'm still building this today. And with it works something really incredible is that as I'm beginning to build this legacy and I'm helping others do the same, this is a willable business. Like I get to pass this down to my daughter. You've got to think about that. It's like millionaires, they invest in you. When you invest once really good, you know how that compound effect works, how much money they're going to be rolling in. That's what we do here. Is every day we wake up and we're building it good and strong and incredible and how we design it to be however we want to like fit it into our day. And that's when we begin to build residual income. It's one of the most incredible professions that I truly have ever experienced, that I've ever witnessed. And I talk about it all the time, that having the opportunity to be just so normal and to be able to build something like this, like it blows my mind. I had no idea what residual income was, what network marketing was 5 years ago. And maybe that's you tonight, but I want you to know that this profession will and can change your life if you stay the course, if you stay committed, if you align with what do you want and why do you want it? How many people can you help make an extra $500 a month? And when you stay on that course and you stay a student, always learning and always growing, you're going to build it right one time. You're going to be making money for a lot longer than that. And that's the beauty of this profession. It's the beauty of why we wake up every single day, and why we're on here tonight is to show you that there is a bigger and better way than clocking into a job and only getting paid when you're there. Like, that sounds crazy to me. Like, it just doesn't sound right. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine. Like, I can work this when I'm at the park, or when I'm at the pool, or when I'm traveling all over the world. I can still work this business, but I'm aligned with it. I'm aligned with the beauty of these products. I'm aligned with the beauty of my company's compensation plan. The only time we've ever changed it is to add money to it, never take it away. You know, we have cash bonuses where, you know, what debt do you have? Let's pay it off. We give you cash bonuses to pay off your debt. So, like, you've got to think, you know, what income do you need to have that breathing room? Is it $500 a month? What would, if maybe you have a great income and you just want the freedom, you know, what is your day? What are you doing during the day? And what debt do you have? How quickly can we pay it off so that you don't have that burden on your shoulders anymore? I have been there. We've all been there. Like, we know what that's like. And so we're committed to this industry because it is proven. And it is so stinking incredible. It's one of the most, like, perfect and powerful vehicles that I've ever come across. And when you take the time to truly restructure your financial blueprint, that's when you start to think differently. You start to spend your money differently. You start to invest and save differently. And trust me, I had $5 when I signed up for this. So I did not come in knowing about finances. I did not come in knowing what my financial blueprint looked like. Like, it was a mess. I had to completely restructure my thoughts about money, how I felt about money. And that's if you can be committed to that, you can design residual income like this. You have the vehicle. Like, this is the vehicle. Then you restructure your financial blueprint, you stay the course, you put in the time, you grow yourself, and you see the job through. And that's what we do every single day. That's why we're here, is to share this incredible profession with you, because it's bigger than us. Like, we are just getting started. But the ripple effect that comes from this moment right here, that's up to you and what you decide to do with an opportunity like this. And I remember when I hit submit, my hands were shaking. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I have no clue. But I just became a student, and you just have to learn and be willing to get uncomfortable. But this profession will absolutely change your entire life, and you get to decide what that means for you. You get to write your own paycheck. And that's the most important thing about you and your life, is that this is all your design. It's what do you want it to look like? And then it's all in your hands.
Oh my goodness, I have the chills. I would join you all over again. I love it so much. And, you know, as she was talking, I think what struck me the most is she was saying, we're all doing it. We're all making money while we're sleeping. We're all making money while we're with our kids. We're all making our money where we're going, you know, throughout our lives. We're all doing this. The question is, are you going to do it too? Is this going to be your marked moment tonight where you say, okay, enough is enough. I'm ready for change. I'm ready to reach out. I'm ready to ask the question. And, you know, I know there's a lot of questions in the comments asking for more details. Please go and talk to the person who shared this video with you. They're going to answer all of those questions for you. Ask them everything, and then keep that open mind and think, okay, how much could this be worth to me? How much could a legacy, a willable residual income business that can have me home with my babies, that can create a legacy for me as a stay-at-home single mom, that can give me an opportunity, no matter what my skepticism is, no matter the small town, no matter how shy I am, no matter what I've got going on, no matter what other opportunities are out there, is this going to be what is for me? And just make that decision. And we're here to coach and guide you through it. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me tonight, for sharing your stories. I'm so excited that everyone got to hear from so many different perspectives of women who are just out there making it work, no matter what we've got going on. And I hope that you saw yourself in one of us tonight and that you saw hope tonight. So thank you so much for getting on. Have a great night. Love you, ladies. Good night.